everyone! So for this video, we will discuss the review on linear equations. To start with, we have linear equations in one variable. A linear equation in one variable, say x is in the form ax plus b equals 0, where a and b are constants and a is not equal to 0. Since a and b are referred to as constants, the variable x is the unknown. For example, find the solution set of each of the following. 5x plus 2 equals 3 times x plus 2. Alright, now to start, let us first type 5x plus 2 equals 3 multiplied by x plus 2. Okay, so the first step that we are going to do is to distribute the 3 to the ones that are inside the parentheses. So we will have 5x plus 2 equals 3 times x, that is 3x plus 3 times 2, that is 6. Now next is we are going to put on the same side of the equation all those who have the same variables and all those who don't have variables. So just like this, the 5x and 3x should be on the same side of the equation. So I will transfer the 3x to the left side of the equation. Now take note class that if you are to transfer or to transpose a number, the sign that you're going to use will be now on the opposite sign. So from positive 3x, it will now become negative 3x. And then next, we copy 6, and also this 2 will be transferred to the right side of the equation. So from positive 2, it will now become negative 2. Now 5x minus 3x, we can get 2x equals 6 minus 2, we have 4. Now to solve for x, we bring down 2 to both of the sides, and then we can get 2x divided by 2, that is x, and 4 divided by 2, that is 2. So therefore, x is now our solution set. Now how do we check if our answer is correct? How do we know if 2 really satisfy our equation? Now let us copy our equation. We have 5x plus 2 equals 3 times x plus 2. We just have to substitute x by our solution set, which is 2. So 5 times 2 plus 2 equals 3 times 2 plus 2. And as you can see, our x is now being substituted by the amount or the value 2. Now to solve, always remember PEMDAS. Alright? The PEMDAS rule states that you must first, in an equation, you must first solve for those that are inside the parentheses. And next is the exponent or are the exponents, and then you will proceed to multiplication, division, addition, and then subtraction. And as you can see, we have here multiplication and then addition. So we first have to multiply 5 times 2 before we add the 2. So 5 times 2, that is 10, plus 2 equals 3 times 2 plus 2. As I've said, you must first solve for those that are inside the parentheses. So 2 plus 2, that is 4. 10 plus 2, that is 12. Well, 3 times 4, that is also 12. And so therefore, since this is balanced, this statement is true, and so therefore 2 is our solution set. Okay, 2 satisfied our equation. Now next, we have the next example, 5x minus 3 equals 17. So how did we get 4? Now to discuss, we have 5x minus 3 equals 17. So we have 5x equals 17. And then from negative 3, it will now become positive 3. So we have 5x equals 20. Alright? And divide both sides by 5. Okay, now 5x divided by 5, we have x, while 20 divided by 5, we have 4. Okay, now to check if 4 will really satisfy our equation, we will copy our equation. And then 5 multiplied by x, that is 4, minus 3 equals 17. 5 times 4, that is 20, minus 3, we have 17. And 20 minus 3, that is 17, equals 17. So, this statement is true, and so therefore, 4 satisfied our equation. So, 4 is our solution set. Alright, now next proceed to the next topic. We have linear equation in two variables. Next, linear equations in two variables. An equation reducible to the form ax plus by plus c equals 0. So as you can see, we now have two variables, the x and the y. Unlike from our first example or from the previous example, we only have one variable, which is x. Now in this equation, where a, b, and c are constants, a and b is not equal to 0 is called a linear equation in x and y. This is also known as a general form of an equation. The graph of a linear equation is a straight line, that is, the set of points satisfying the equation always lie on that line. It follows that a linear equation in two variables has no unique solution. So later on, we will make a graph. Okay? And in that graph, there will be a line or a slope. Now, any point that lies on that slope will always be our solution set. In other words, any value or any number that lies on that line will satisfy our equation. And that means in a linear equation in two variables, there is no unique solution. Meaning, we can have many values or we can have many solution set in the linear equation in two variables. Unlike in the one variable, that there is only one unique solution. Now, graph of a linear equation in two variables. To find the set of points that will satisfy a given linear equation in two variables, it is best to use the graphical presentation. There are two ways in which equations can be solved by graphical method, namely, by assigning values to x and solving for y or vice versa, by finding the x-intercept and y-intercept of the given equation. This is done by setting one of the variables to 0 and solving for the other variable. Now, let us try our first example. Graph the following linear equations. We have x plus 2y equals 6. Okay? So how do we get our solution set? Now, as I've said, there is no unique solution in a linear equation in two variables. As you can see here in the table, we have many sets of solution. Now, if you're gonna ask, where did I get this number? I only assumed one number. So say for example, I assumed x as 0 to get the y. Or you can also do assuming y to get the x. Now, how do we answer this type of equation? Now, let us try our first example. So we have x plus 2y equals 6. So from the first method, we have to assign values to x and solving for y or vice versa. Now, how did we get this number? So let us try, or let us start by assuming x as 0. So this is our set A. So in set A, we have x plus 2y equals 6. So let us assume x as 0. So that would now become, okay, first let x be 0. So that would now become 0 plus 2y equals 6. And then 2y equals 6, divide both sides by 2. Alright, and so y, okay, cancel the 2 here. And so we can get y, and then 6 divided by 2, that is 3. Okay? Now next, set B. In set B, I assumed x as 1. Okay? So class, remember that you can always use, or you can use any number that you want. Okay? You can assign any value that you want. Okay? So long as any number. Okay, any number. May it be a fraction, a decimal, a negative, or a positive number. any number. Okay, so when you assign value to x, you will now then have to solve for y. But if you're going to assign y, then you will have to solve for x. Okay, now let's continue. X plus 2y equals 6. So this is now 1 plus 2y equals 6. Alright, so 2y equals 6, and then transpose 1, it will become now negative 1. So 2y equals 6 minus 1, that is 5. Okay, bring down 2 to the both sides. So 2y divided by 2, that is y, equals 5 divided by 2, that is 2.5. And as you can see, our y here is 2.5. Okay, for set A, our ordered pair is x is 0, y is 3. For set B, our ordered pair is x is 1 and y is 2.5. Now let us proceed to the third set, set C. So for set C, I assign the value 2 to x. So let x be 2. So how are we going to solve? 2 plus 2y equals 6. And then 2y equals 6 minus 2. Alright, so 2y equals 6 minus 2, that is 4. Bring down 2. So we have y equals 4 divided by 2, that is 2. And so we can get our ordered pair, 2 for the x and 2 for the y. Alright, now let's proceed to our last set, the fourth set. For set D, I assumed x as 6. Okay, so 6 plus 2y equals 6. Then 2y equals 6 minus 6. So 2y equals 0. If we're going to bring down 2 and divide both sides by 2, so that is now y equals 0 divided by 2, that is 0. So in this pair, if x is 6, y is 0. Then after this class, we are going to make a graph. As you can see in our graph, this is our positive y-axis, the one in the vertical line, and the horizontal line is our positive x-axis. As you can see, there is no negative in our amount, so there is no need to show to you the negative side of our x and y axis. So I only showed to you the positive side. Okay, so you're going to plot the points. So for set A, we have x as 0 and y as 3. So as you can see, there is a point here. That is our first set. For set B, x is 1 and y is 2.5. So x is 1 while y is 2.5. So here is our point. For set C, x is 2 while y is also 2. So here is our point. Okay. And for set D, x is 6 and y is 0. So we will put the point here. Alright? And then after that, you are going to make a line. Now, as you can see, class, that our line here is a straight line. So take note, if after you plotted the points and then you can get a curved line or a zigzag line, then that only means that you answered it wrong. Okay? Because this is a linear equation. So therefore, we will make a straight line, or we should make a straight line. Now class, take note that any point that lies on this line will always satisfy our equation. As you can see, there is an arrow here, okay, and there is an arrow there. So this means that this point goes on indefinitely. Okay, so any number that will lie on this line will always satisfy our equation. Now let us try to see if that is really true. So as you can see here, class, okay, you have here a line but there is no point. Alright, now let us try to see if we're going to as you can see in this area, the x is 4 while the y is 1. Okay, now if we're going to substitute 4 and 1 in our equation, okay, let us prove if our equation will be true, or the statement will be true. Okay, or that let us see if we will substitute x as 4. Let us see if we can really get y. Okay, now let us try. X plus 2y equals 6. So we have 4 as our x plus 2y equals 6. So we now have 2y equals 6 minus 4. So 2y equals 6 minus 4, that is 2. So divide both sides by 2, so we can get y is equals to 1. As you can see in our ordered pair, we have x as 4 and y as 1. Alright, so this means that, again, any point that lies on this line will always satisfy our equation. Okay, let us try to check whether it will really satisfy our equation. So we have x as 4 plus 2y, and y is 1 equals 6. So 4 plus 2 times 1, that is 2 equals 6. So we have 6 equals 6. So this statement is true. Okay, so this proves our answer. Alright, now we also have, class, the alternative solution. That is our second method. For the second method, by finding the x-intercept and y-intercept of the given equation. So this is done by setting one of the variables to 0 and solving for the other variable. So actually, class, the second method is just like the first method. It's just that the amount that we assign to x is 0 in order for us to find y. Okay? And the amount that we also assign to y is also 0 in order for us to find x. Now let us try to solve. Okay? For the alternative solution, or for the method 2, let us try to solve. We have x plus 2y equals 6. Okay? First is to find the x-intercept, but you can also start with finding the y-intercept. Now, to find the x-intercept, class, we are gonna assign value to y, okay? Because we are going to find x, right? So, let y be 0. So, if y is 0, how much is x? So, x plus 2 times 0 equals 6. So, we have x, and then there is no amount already because 2 times 0 equals 0. So x is now 6. Meaning, if y is 0, x is 6. Now next is to find our y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, we have let x be 0, and then we are gonna find y. Okay, so x is 0 plus 2 times 2y equals 6. So 2y equals 6. Divide both sides by 2. Alright, so 2y divided by 2, that is y, and then 6 divided by 2, that is 3. Meaning, if x is 0, y is 3. Alright. So, here is our x-intercept and y-intercept. Now, to plot this one, class, alright, to plot this one, let us see if it will get the same line with our first method. Okay, so to plot the second method, as you can see, for our x-intercept, that is 6. So you can see the 6 in our x-axis. And for our y-intercept, that is 3. So we can see 3 here is our y-intercept in the y-axis. And as you can see, in our two graphs, alright, I'm going to show you this one, these two. Alright, so there, as you can see, there is the same graph. So therefore, whether you will use method 1 or method 2, you will get the same answer. Alright, so that is for the linear equation in two variable. Okay, now let us try to solve our second example. Alright, before we proceed to the next topic, let us solve for our second example. So for the second example, we have Okay, we have 2x plus 3y equals 12. Okay, how are we gonna get the x-intercept? To get the x-intercept, we have 2x plus 3 times 0 equals 12. So 2x equals 12. Divide both sides by 2. And so we have x equals 6. So if x is 6, y is 0. Alright, now to solve the y-intercept, okay, y-intercept, we have 2 times 0 plus 3y equals 12. 2 times 0, that is 0, so we now have 3y left. So 3y equals 12, divide both sides by 3. Alright, so we have y equals 12 divided by 3, that is 4. So if x is 0, y is 4. Okay, and as you can see in the graph, our x-intercept is 6, while our y-intercept is 4. Okay, and then you're gonna connect the two. Now, any point that lies in this line will still satisfy our equation. So that is for the linear equation in two variables.